The video for April the 13th, 2017, I've titled Freedom Fighters. As I was sending out birthday greetings again this morning, which I intend to do every day, I noticed my friend Marilyn, also known as Anatevka, Anatevka, however you say that, called herself a freedom fighter. In order to be a freedom fighter, we must first become aware of the fact that we are not free, that we live in a controlled matrix operated by less than honest and loving beings. That's a most difficult realization for most, if not all of us. Many choose denial or religions that provide some illusion of escape. Nevertheless, it is obvious that something is radically wrong with human existence and experience. I simply know that there is more. There has to be more than this insane life we call human. If reincarnation is true, we cannot escape. We simply get recycled over and over again. Death does not work. Life must be transformed. But how? That is the dilemma of humanity. Yeah, I had no idea till I started sending out birthday greetings that this is what I was going to be talking about this morning. I laid in bed for almost an hour before I finally got up to go to the bathroom, pondering what I was going to talk about. And there's simply so much confusion and so much information and contradictory information, information that challenges other information. You talk about something that somebody says and somebody attacks that person and says they're not credible. And I mean, this is the vicious cycle that we have ourselves in as human beings at this time. We don't work together. Everybody's pulling in a different direction. Everybody's trying to emphasize something else. And we forget the prime directive of loving one another. We don't even hear one another most of the time. I know I have a tendency myself too. When somebody is spouting off stuff that just doesn't resonate with me, I don't want to listen. I want to turn it off. So I understand that people that don't resonate with what I'm saying want to turn me off. That's the way it is in our world. We want to turn off that which we don't like, that we don't resonate with, that we don't want to admit or face, or we simply cannot possibly even believe it. And about reincarnation, I wasn't trained that way, but the Bible teaches reincarnation. If you're honest about it, whom do men say that I am? Well, that person was dead. How could you be that person unless you reincarnated Jesus? How could you be that person? But we come back as different identities again and again and again. I believe that is the reality. And this only one life will soon be past. This identity. But life doesn't end. Life is a continuum. It goes on and on and on, ad infinitum. It is eternal. And I and people like Marilyn and numerous people around the world realize that we have to have freedom. Somebody is trying to steal and rob us of the intrinsically valuable commodity called freedom. Freedom to be without being coerced and cajoled and manipulated into something else, to do things that are opposed to our principles that we know or feel strongly are proper principles, like loving one another. That's the foundational principle. And it is as the minister at Unity said, Reverend Beth said a few days ago, that is the foundation of religion. The only religion that she didn't mention, and she mentioned a lot of religions that aren't even relevant in our current society. She did mention Islam as teaching love, which is interesting because if I study Rav Hafiz and Rumi, they were certainly loving beings. They taught love, and they were Islamic. They were Muslims. But she left that out, and I don't know why, but I noticed that was left out of the litany of religions that teach love, and she quoted from Zoroastrianism and Shinto and a whole bunch of other things that are minor religions. There's only, as far as I know, 5 major religions in the world, unless you want to call atheism a major religion. That would be the 6th one. And there's a lot of people that are atheists because they reject the whole idea of religion because they see it for the nonsense that it is, each claiming that they're the ones that are right. No, love is right. Love is the only thing that will work. Truth has to be based on loving, or it's not true. The foundation is love. And the only way we're going to get out of this situation that we find ourselves in, this conundrum that surrounds us with all sorts of insanities, is to face the truth that, first of all, something is broken, something is wrong with the world. And then we have to find within ourselves the ability to transcend the world within us, because the world that exists outside of us is a reflection of the world that's inside of us. It is, obviously. How do we transcend inside? The only way that I know is to love. And I've got to love those that are hard to love. And someone said commented on a recent video, I can't love the evil ones that have created this. And I know that's the most difficult challenge of all, to love the Hillary Clintons and the George Bushes and the Illuminati, minions of the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, to love these that have reaped such havoc or created such havoc on this earth, and using money have paid people to be on the dark side and even created clones of human beings. And I mean, it's insane. The world is insane. Our existence as we are experiencing it, and experience is what we have to go by. We can't escape and say it's just an illusion. Yes, even if it's just an illusion, it's the illusion we have to deal with. And until we deal with it, we can't transform. And if we can't transform within, nothing out there is going to be transformed either. It's love or die. Love or recycle. That is the death. It's a never-ending death. Not eternal life. It's a never-ending death. Death keeps repeating over and over and over again until we get it. When are we going to get it? How are we going to get it? When those that are propagating ideas all fight each other, and all of it comes down to telling lies, not telling the truth. The truth is, we experience life. Yet, we also have to face death and understand that we're facing death because we don't embrace the truth about ourselves. We either paint ourselves with a rosy picture somehow. We try to superimpose something good over us. It's all good. Well, no, it's not all good. It's a mixture of good and bad. It's a mixture of good and bad. And we've got to face that. That is the human experience. That is the reality that we have to deal with. We deal with things that are not pleasant. Anyway, I want to be a freedom fighter. I want something that makes sense and liberates me and liberates my brothers and sisters from this conundrum. Thank you for listening. Namaste.